evening, and welcome to Sporlitiks, where sports and politics mix and mingle. I'm Staci Johnson. Joining me tonight is Ogunna, the voice of reason, Keith, the constitutional conservative who always seems to talk as soon as the show starts. I don't get it. Stephen, the independent thinker. And my cousin Todd. We've got a packed show for you tonight. The government shutdown is over. I can't believe it. It's over. A deal was made by the Senate, and they've called the House of Representatives back to vote on it. The NFL and President Trump wants his name on the new Commanders Stadium in Washington, D.C. The Supreme Court refuses to hear about same-sex marriages again, and President Trump pardons Major League Baseball great Darryl Strawberry on a 1995 tax evasion charge as Major League Baseball players or pitchers Louis Ortiz and Emmanuel Class are indicted in a betting scandal. President Trump asked the Supreme Court to overturn the verdict that he sexually abused and defamed E. Jean Carroll. Former President Biden claims the Democratic Party is back after an election last Tuesday, in fact, and says former President Biden says his late son should have been the president, not him. Anyway, a federal agent drives away with a 1-year-old girl in the back seat after her father's arrest by ICE. And President Trump threatens to halt all U.S. aid and conduct vicious military attacks in Nigeria over Christian persecutions, as well as he continues to bomb boats that supposedly have drug dealers in them off the coast of Venezuela. That and more, if we can fit it in, it's a ton. Let's start with the NFL. And Stephen, this is your team, the Washington Commanders, and President Trump wants his name on the stadium. What say you, Stephen?
Redskins.
Well, he hasn't got them to change the name to the Redskins yet, and the absolute last thing I want is his name on the stadium or whatever. That's not cool. That's just not cool. That's kind of crazy. And I don't know if he's just trying to be funny or trying to just get people all lit up. I don't know, but no, I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Trump Stadium.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with Trump Stadium. I mean, unless he wants to give about $1 billion a year or more a year, and so all the fans that could be ticket holders or whatever, maybe you can rotate them and everybody can go there for free. If he wants to call it Trump Stadium, then everybody that goes there can benefit from it, and not just him putting his name on something. And just, is his name not on enough things yet? Does he need a stadium too? It's just kind of ridiculous. But if it benefits the people and maybe the people around there, nobody will go hungry. Maybe if there's got to be a stipulation if you're going to keep.
There's not.
But I know there's not. So if there's not, right, you're right, Todd. So if there's not, no, I vote no. But we don't get a vote. We don't get a vote.
Todd agrees.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. It's silly.
So let's go on to.
Well, before we go on, why? Let's delve into why would he want his name?
I don't want to waste a lot of time on that.
We're not wasting time. This is getting to the bottom of Trumpism. I want to know why Keith keeps licking behind Donald Trump, even as his boy toy stopped. So
maybe
a little bit.
I'm doing
Maybe,
it.
maybe
I'm
Trump
doing
is
it
just
to-
trying to troll people. But maybe he's just like that. He wants his name on everything else, but maybe he's just trying to troll people.
Okay.
And I don't.
That's
It,
what
it will never
I do-
happen. It's going to be
I
a
do
name
what
of a
upsets-
business.
Never mind. Never mind.
Stephen,
I tried to
Stephen,
ask the
I do it
question,
because
and they
it
won't
doesn't
stop.
matter. I do it because it upsets people like Todd. That's why I'm doing it, Stephen. That's why, because it's no big deal. It's insignificant. But it upsets Todd. That's why I do it.
Stacy, what I was trying to do before these clowns started going back and forth, I was trying to get into the mind of a Trumpism person. For example, he wants his name on this stadium. Why? He wanted to tear down the White House to build a great big ballroom. Why? He'll be out of that place in 3 years. So why are you doing this? Because you want your name on something that will last?
To make you upset.
Is that what he's doing? Tearing down the White House, as Stephen said last week, to build a great big ballroom twice the size of the White House doesn't make any sense. But he'll be dead.
It does.
He'll be dead, but that place will remain. So is that the point? Is that the point?
He's the last president, Todd. So he will be there. And what they're doing is he's building another bunker. He's building a bunker underneath there that people are not going to know about.
Do you know he's 80 years old? And so what happens when he dies? He just can't live forever.
Well, some people can live a lot longer if they have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, you can live a lot longer.
Never mind.
You can get new parts, and you can get chips, and you can get a chip in your brain.
Bye.
Yeah, you can live a long time.
Look how this show has gotten, and I don't use this term often, retarded. I can't
believe you used that, Stacy. You got to say. One time I said retarded, and you said, Stacy, you said we don't use that word because we don't like that word, but you let him say that word.
I just said that. I don't use that word.
You did use that word. So I'm gonna use a word you don't want to hear.
God, he's so weird.
Job.
What are you talking about?
Todd don't have a job. Todd lives on his family's money, probably.
His family's money? How do you know my family has money? How do you know my family has money?
You live on family's money because of the way you act. You act like a spoiled child, Todd.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to move on. I don't have time for this.
Oh, gosh.
Please watch this.
Cleveland Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz were charged with fraud, conspiracy, and bribery today. These charges stemming from an alleged scheme to rig individual pitches that led to gamblers winning hundreds of thousands of dollars, according to federal prosecutors. Ortiz was arrested this morning in Boston, while Clase has not yet been arrested. Ortiz's attorney, Chris Jorgalis, said in a statement in part, Luis Ortiz is innocent of the charges related to 2 pitches he threw. Luis's payments and other transfers of money between him and individuals in the Dominican Republic were for lawful activities. Notably, the indictment completely lacks any alleged evidence connecting Luis to these alleged bettors or demonstrating any purposeful involvement in a scheme. The government's case is weak and circumstantial. He will defend himself and he will prevail. In a statement to ESPN, the league said this: MLB contacted federal law enforcement at the outset of this investigation and has fully cooperated throughout the process. We are aware of the indictment and today's arrests, and our investigation is ongoing. ESPN sports betting reporter David Purdom joins us right now. And David, can you give us more detail on the specifics of the charges for Clase and Ortiz that they're facing?
Yeah, they're accused of participating in a gambling scheme centered on what we call micro bets, and those are bets on tiny moments within a game. Specifically, they were charged with manipulating first pitches of innings to be a ball or a strike, or will a pitch be faster or slower than, for example, 95 miles per hour. And sportsbooks offer those type of bets. They don't usually take big betting limits. You're not going to be able to bet a bunch. However, the indictments allege that these conspirators were able to win $450,000 throughout the scheme, which started back in 2023. They would put these wagers into parlays to kind of escalate the payment. Now, for context, Clase, he made $12 million over his Major League Baseball career, and Ortiz's salary this year was about upwards of $780,000.
Yeah, just shocking news in MLB, and we'll be following this story, I'm sure, for weeks to come. David, thank you so much for.
Okay. So that to me, I hate this betting. It's one thing for fans to bet, right? It's another thing when the players of the actual games that are actually playing the games bet. They're not like former players who are betting on games. They are literally playing in the games. Like they said, he was betting on pitching. I think this is really going to take away the legitimacy of any type of professional sports or a professional football, baseball, basketball game. I mean, how can you trust, as a true fan, how can you trust that your team is talented enough to win, Keith?
Well, I don't even know how you, first of all, how do you even prove that these guys are, say, throwing away the game or throwing away or manipulating based on a guy pitching? I don't know how do they prove that? Maybe it's because they're receiving money, and who's monitoring how much money they make? I don't even know how they do that. I don't know how you would do that. To me, it doesn't really affect me, but how would you even prove that a person's guilty of these charges?
Oh gosh.
Doesn't Todd?
No, that's a good question.
Okay,
Maybe Todd or Stephen.
You're not a police, okay? You're not with the Secret Service. These people know what they're doing. They investigate you, and you don't even know you're being investigated. So that's how they know. How do you know? That's how you know. Okay,
Well, I mean, their bank
investigated.
account, they monitor our bank account. If you get all this money into your account all of a sudden,
Okay.
yeah, that I can understand. But
All right.
how do you determine somebody's throwing a game or something?
Okay.
Doing something on purpose.
Just
You know what I'm saying,
your point.
Stephen?
I mean, the point is really, it's like, how can you trust any professional sports player not to do this for money?
Well, these people were found to be guilty of this by
they weren't. They were
just
indicted.
just a minute by the police. That's why they were investigated. And so now they're trying to prove their case. Staci kills me. You let these quacks say anything, but the police thought they were guilty of this. This is why they were investigated. This is why the DA got involved, because they presented evidence to the DA, and the DA charged them. And DAs don't usually charge if they don't think they can win a case. Now,
what kind of evidence, though? I'm serious. Well, I'd like to hear. I wish Ogunna were here. Maybe he can explain.
he couldn't tell you what evidence was collected because it hasn't gone to court yet, Craig.
Yeah, it hasn't been presented yet.
Oh my gosh, you've got to do something with your boy toy. He's just getting out of
Stephen,
hand.
I'm trying to help.
Maybe you can explain it, Stephen.
Steven, help me, Steven. You know what? Because I can't. All right.
Okay,
Todd,
Todd,
are you done, Todd? Are you done,
Are
Todd?
you finished,
I'm
Todd?
Yes. I can't get anything out with this nut job.
I'm gonna
So
try.
go ahead.
Let me see what I can. Let me see if I can take off from where you ended. And I think I'm the only gambler on the show. Is that correct? I don't think anybody else gambles. I don't know about Todd, but I know about two up top.
I think
But
and according to you,
maybe.
Todd
Huh?
will be, according to you, Stephen, Todd will be
Okay.
gambling away his family's money.
No, I'm joking about that. I really don't know your situation, Todd. I'm just playing with you, man. I mean, by the way you dress and carry yourself, you seem like somebody that does pretty good. Anyway, I'm a gambler, and we've known for a very long time that sports are fixed, and it breaks our heart. You know, we're like little kids that loved sports all our life, and then as we get old as we are now, some of us knew a decade or 2 decades ago, but to be as old as a lot of people are now, and they're realizing that sports is all rigged. You can't mess with it. The reason I gamble is because I try to go the way they want to do it. Like the example, we had Miami and Buffalo this week. Miami is the worst team. They're in total disarray. They're giving away players. They can't win. They're about a 10-point underdog or whatever, but they beat Buffalo straight up. Now, the biggest bets is Buffalo straight up against or even the spread. The biggest bet also was the spread, was like 10-point spread that they were going to beat Miami because they are 100 times better. Miami won straight up. And the people that make the bets, the people that say what the spread's going to be, Vegas, they won like 99-1. So this is what it's about. So these little guys that they're catching and they're saying they're doing this. This is just to say, hey, there might be some gambling here and some of these players are bad. No, it's bad at the very top. The people have all the money in the world. This is your life lesson. It's not just gambling. The people that have all the money in the world, what they want, more of your money. So what happens if you bet on Buffalo to win? You might have to bet $20 to win $3, but it's such an obvious bet that you're going to bet it. And that's how they get your money. That's how they win. So you got to be smarter than that. So what you do is you take Miami with the points. That's how you win. That's how you win that game because they're in the division. Plus, who it benefits the most, who makes the most money, 99% of the money on that game, you got to go that way. But the public doesn't. And that's what you do. So all sports is entertainment. It's just like wrestling. And I heard a guy the other day on a sports talk show said, everybody ought to go to the basketball, NBA, and the NFL. We all ought to go to them and say, you owe us so much money for what you did. They said years ago, we are the wrestling. We are just like that. We are sports entertainment. And then you can't question the outcome of any of these games or anything that happens in these games. And it's unfortunate because it takes the kid away from us. That's such a good escape. But it is fun to bet on if you know the way they think.
Okay,
thank you, Staci. I went on along, but thanks.
Watch this.
In a move that caught some by surprise, President Trump has gone to bat for Darryl Strawberry, pardoning the Mets legend for his tax evasion conviction from 30 years ago. Strawberry wrote on social media yesterday, "I was overwhelmed with gratitude, thanking God for setting me free from my past, helping me become a better man, husband, and father." He added, "This has nothing to do with politics. It's about a man, President Trump, caring deeply for a friend. God used him as a vessel to set me free forever." Strawberry was a contestant on Trump's Celebrity Apprentice back in 1995. He served 6 months home confinement and repaid $350,000 in back taxes and penalties after pleading guilty to a single count of tax evasion.
Okay. Anybody could start with that.
It's horrible that he had to be treated that way with tax evasion in the first place because taxes are an invasion of the American people. We shouldn't even be taxed at all. And to treat him like that and to be so hard on him and not have a better structure or a system that could handle people better. This is ridiculous that American people have to live like this in the first place. We should be treated better because anything that he did is nothing compared to people that up here do. So we need like an equal system. Yeah.
Okay. Keith, any comment?
Well, I agree with Stephen on that one. Tax evasion, it's a minor thing. I mean, I'm not too crazy about that. I mean, in terms of treating people the Americans, the way they do. I mean, we contribute, a lot of our money is taken and used for to support foreign causes. And so, don't give me this jive about tax evasion. But anyway.
Right.
Thank you, Cousin Todd.
I'm shocked because Darryl Strawberry looks like Keith and Keith's mother. So I was expecting Keith to do what he does and say they should have given him the electric chair. But he's flipping because his boy toy is not agreeing with him anymore.
I'm not a boy and I'm not a toy.
Well,
I know where you live, Todd.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Stephen.
But I'm not a boy and I'm not a toy.
Well,
and I know where you live, but I really don't know where you live, and I would never threaten you.
So anyway, this is the thing. What do these people say about people like I can't think of these two women's names. One is Martha Stewart. She had to go to jail for tax evasion. What do you think about that? Was that
same
No.
Same thing.
It's horrible. It's really crazy.
She's not a bad woman. She's not.
No, she's not a criminal. She's not a criminal.
What
She just with
happens?
tax evasion
Traditional
worked
criminals,
something out with people.
everyone makes mistakes. They're not
Yeah.
traditional criminals. Everyone makes mistakes in life. No one is perfect. Yes, Todd, you heard me. You look like you're trying to.
Yeah, because you're saying, if I heard you correctly, because this boy was talking over you, they're what was that? They're not real criminals, did you say?
Yes, they're not hardened criminals. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Make mistakes.
Well, I see you're the kind of Republican like Keith who downs with blacks and up with whites. Oh, that wasn't so bad. It wasn't a black crime. So how do you consider the difference? Let me give you some examples. There, in America, there are two crimes. There's white crimes and there's black crimes. If you are selling, can I tell my own story, white girl? If you are selling drugs on the streets, if you're a white boy, you're selling cocaine. And if you're black, like you and your boy toy Keith,
Everybody's a boy toy.
you are selling crack because it's cheaper than cocaine. Do you know you get more time for selling crack than you do cocaine?
Todd, I'm
Why
sorry. Is
is
this the
that if it's
1980s? Who's talking about
Look
cocaine
at
and
this.
crack?
Look at this.
Did we
Look
stop
at
talking about that in the 80s? We're on to fentanyl now. Get with the program, man.
That's right. Get with the times. Fentanyl is in.
Okay, see, this is the typical
What in the world?
Republican spin. So the facts
First of all,
are the facts.
as you can see, the first thing you see about me is I am not Caucasian. I'm African American. The second thing is I am not anything that those that hat scarf wearing Todd would say. I don't go back on anything. I know who I am.
No, you
As I
don't.
was
You think
saying.
you're a white girl because you got that wig on, and you.
This is not a wig. This is my hair.
Is that funny?
Yeah, he's just mad that you have hair and he can't have any.
Yeah. There you go, Stephen.
Yeah, Todd. Don't hate. Congratulate.
Isn't that
He
funny?
hates.
That was a wig.
He's hating.
And
He's hating.
people might think that's a wig. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
How if you have hair, people don't believe it's yours.
Yeah, it's my hair.
I knew it was hers. I can tell a wig from a hair. You ain't got to pull it.
Right in the middle.
You ought to go over there. If y'all are near each other, you ought to go pull his hair, man.
Stay focused, everybody.
Oh, we're getting back on topic. We're getting back on topic.
Tell somebody to stay focused, and he
you
gets
ever-
on this show in the middle of the intro and just starts talking, and he's going to tell somebody to stay focused.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Boy, bye.
Yeah, he does it just to mess with you, I think.
Let me move on.
This is a great show. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Not much
Thank
time
you.
to think about things when it comes to the NSU Spartans. They've got to turn things around and quickly with a Thursday night date with Delaware State. It's happening in Philadelphia at the Link. NSU falling hard to reigning conference champ South Carolina State over the weekend. They're now taking on the Hornets led by first-year head coach Deshaun Jackson. He and Vic have been longtime friends since they were teammates in Philadelphia. I asked Coach Vic on the NSU Coaches Show, how hard is it to go up against a friend?
It's not hard at all. Not coaching against. This is a amazing opportunity for me and Deshaun. You know, they're doing a great job over there. They got an amazing staff. They're doing some great things. But to line up across the field from them is going to be fun. Regardless of how it go, we're going to be competitive. We're going to come out there and try to smack them in the mouth like they're going to try to smack us in the mouth.
And Vic says the Hornets are the embodiment of their coach in Jackson.
I think so in terms of attitude. You know, playing fast. You know, Deshaun was all about speed, playing fast, playing with heart. The one thing I do know about Deshaun, he wasn't the biggest receiver, but, you know, his heart was big. Like, it's nothing you could tell him on or off the field. I seen them challenge guys and just really never back down from anything, whether it was a fight on the field or off.
That's just a morsel of what we're showing. You could see the complete show. Catch it on the Norfolk State University.
That's great.
Okay, yeah, that was a great game. I missed it. It was here in Philadelphia, and I did miss it. I didn't go. I had the opportunity, but I didn't go.
It's real cool that they can stay in football and can coach and compete against each other. That's really cool, man. That's awesome.
Why didn't you go, Stacy? Because it was black schools, HBCUs.
That's probably why I played it, right, Todd? Because it was black. I graduated from a black HBCU, thank you, where I pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated from an HBCU. Thank you.
And I always like Vic.
They let white girls go to HBCU.
If they have enough money.
Pledge, AKA.
Well, this is the thing. I think that was good. You've always talked about HBCUs playing football, and you always talked about how it's unfortunate that they don't have the money that some of these white schools have to compete on their level. And this is a good opportunity for them to show what they have, and to get some attention on the HBCU schools, as opposed to like Florida State all the time and big schools like that. This brings attention to the HBCUs and what they can do.
Well, you just showed that you don't know what you're talking about when you say teams like Florida State. Were you talking about a college football team, Cousin Todd?
No, I'm talking about the Florida Panthers, dum-dum. Duh.
He knows nothing about sports. Let's move right on to more sports that Todd knows nothing about. This was horrible.
It's Jacobs. Flag flies. Jacobs is brought down, and the ball was out. Jalen Phillips made the tackle, and we'll see who the flag is against. If it's against Green Bay, it's Philly's ball.
Illegal formation. Green Bay as number 13 covered up number 88. The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by Philadelphia. It's first down.
Eagles ball. And Jalen Phillips, the addition from Miami, has been in the middle of it all night for Philadelphia.
Pretty amazing how quickly the Eagles, the get off at the snap of the ball was impressive. They just beat them off the line of scrimmage. They had no chance.
Phillips made the tackle. Blankenship may have knocked it out. Eagles ball up 3.
All right, that was a good game. And Steven, I'm going to talk to Steven because he knows about football, and Cousin Todd and Keith don't.
Excuse me?
No, I do know.
Steven,
of course we do.
And the Eagles were playing like had been playing like from 2008 to 2016. They gave the Packers so many opportunities at the end of that game, that last 2 minutes to score. It was shameful. It was just downright shameful. They should have closed that up really in the fourth quarter. Steven?
Yeah, it was poor coach. It was poor coaching, and it was a poor game plan at the end. It was so dumb. They got just seconds left, and they can just punt the ball, run around a little bit, knock some time off. But they throw a long pass that AJ Brown missed, and then you give him Green Bay all the time in the world. Green Bay totally screwed that up at the end.
Yeah,
but they should have at least got a field goal and tied the game up. And I had Philly winning that game. That's why I was so disgusted. I said, this is horrible. I mean, you got a great coaching staff, but you know what? Like we said before, you've got assistant coaches or different coaches that are new. So that's hard on a team, and they do silly stuff sometimes. The numbers really silly, and Philadelphia is lucky to get away with that. And if they can fix these problems here, they could do really well. I think they're third in line for winning the Super Bowl as
behind who?
Gambling on them. Huh?
Third in line behind who?
I don't know. I know they're third. Like their numbers, huh?
I think they're first in line.
I don't know. I think it.
Behind
I
who?
thought it was Seattle.
Would they be behind Seattle?
Seattle right now is ranked number 1.
Who's the team that always cheats?
Kansas City. They might.
No. The
Cowgirls.
No, it's
Kansas
the
City
team
always cheats.
that took the air out of the balls.
Oh, the Patriots, but they're not there anymore.
Patriots are
Brady's
number
not there
3.
anymore, so they don't have to cheat.
Patriots are number 3.
Todd doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He might be right. He might be looked it up.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Anyway, I'm going to say this. I saw that game last night, the end, and I was talking to Crazy Staci on the phone, and she's so superstitious. I said they were. I said I wasn't going to watch it at the 2-minute mark because I couldn't take it anymore. And so, because what they were doing, they kept giving the ball to Deshaun Jackson, who couldn't go anywhere. And so I said to Staci, why are they doing this over and over again? Why don't they put some decent forwards in there and then kick the ball and they can kick a goal? And so Staci was saying, well, I don't know, because she didn't know, but she doesn't really know about football. So she didn't know what to do. So I was saying what they needed to do was put the power forwards in. And that way, once they could get a clearance.
All right, I'm sick of all that.
Yeah, but he did have me hook, line, and sinker. I thought he was really being genuine for a second.
What are you talking
and then he just
about?
flipped just like that. I was like, I should have known. He's like Lucy with the football, man.
Yeah,
while they were on the diamond, they could have scored the goal and won the game, but they didn't.
You came on all sincere and said, I watched the game at 2 minutes. I couldn't watch it anymore, but I watched the last 2 minutes, and then you went on your rant.
True. That part
was
true.
Okay. All right. Then you embellished. I got you. That was pretty crafty, man. You had me, Todd.
Oh, right. You'll be doing it next week, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Major victory for those supporting same-sex marriage. The United States Supreme Court did not agree to hear a challenge to the 10-year-old ruling that legalized same-sex marriage. But more challenges could be on the way.
Oh, very happy. I think the Supreme Court did the right thing.
Jay Kaplan from the ACLU of Michigan, happy about the Supreme Court not taking the case of Kim Davis versus David Ermold, a case out of Kentucky where Davis, a clerk, denied a marriage license to a same-sex couple because of her religious beliefs.
Say to them they're entitled to their religious beliefs, but we're talking about legal marriage. And we have in our country, we let people get legally married and we provide benefits and protections under the law associated with that.
And with 6 of the 9 U.S. Supreme Court justices leaning conservative, you're not really worried about a court overturning the right for gay people to get married, are you?
Oh, I think we should be. I think we should be somewhere down the line given this court.
And Kaplan did refer to the example Roe versus Wade, where the Supreme Court ruled that there's no federal right to an abortion, but then states can allow abortions or not.
Okay, I'd like to go first on this because before I even get into this, I know Staci isn't a sports person. This is why she didn't mention that tonight the WNBA is playing. The 76ers are playing the Boston Red Sox tonight at 8 o'clock. Just FYI. America.
I think that would be more interesting than women's basketball.
And you know what I also think is, Todd, you don't realize, you think you're doing these really, really good jokes, and where you live, some reason your screen is stopping and freezing. So you think, oh my goodness, I'm giving these really great jokes, but what's happening is you're saying,
are you kidding me?
No, that is
maybe he's just stuttering. I thought he was stuttering.
No. Okay, let me say it again. That
I was going to call him Stuttering Todd.
Tonight, Staci is not a sports person because she did not announce that tonight the WNBA is playing in Philadelphia. The 76ers are playing the Boston Red Sox.
And you stopped again right in the middle. You said the
76ers.
You stopped.
Bump it. I'm not saying it anymore.
Oh, that's fantastic. Same-sex marriage.
Okay. Same-sex marriage. The girl that brought this case, the woman that you saw, the fat woman with the black hair, it's funny that she is against same-sex marriage, given the fact that she's been married 3 times or 4. And she was pregnant by her first husband while she was dating her fourth husband or something like that. She's psychotic. And so this is the contradiction that people like her, but her religion tells her that she can get married 4 times to 3 different people. This is the craziest thing ever. And there's a separation of church and state. So your religious beliefs have nothing to do with marriage. Surprise.
Yeah, I think
Two totally
government.
different
I would
things.
like to say Todd is incorrect. I'm going to read
Two
just a
totally
portion. Then
different things
I'm
because
going to read. I'm going to read a portion
you
of
get benefits. You'll read that after I'm done. You get benefits
I thought you were done.
for being married and property. For example, you are not married because you can't be married to the same sex, but you have a house together. Well, when you die, that portion of your want to be husband doesn't go to you. So therefore, it makes it unfair. So
Why can't you have them in their will? Why can't you put everything in the will and let your partner have everything? Why can't you do that, Todd?
Because
that's what everybody else does.
Okay, let me
What if I live
explain.
with somebody? What if I live with somebody? Can I
You
leave
just
them my
asked
money?
the question. Can
Your
I
argument
answer
doesn't
it?
make any sense,
Can
Todd.
I answer your dumb question? Will can be contested, dumb.
It doesn't matter. Every will can be contested. But if I have a live-in partner and I want them to have my money, I'm going to will it to them.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Why can't gay people do that? Are they not smart enough to do that?
Oh gosh, they've
They
lost
can,
case
Stephen.
after case.
They can do
over
that. I know. I was being rhetorical.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking
It's silly.
about.
You know what? You know what
These
God
cases
said?
are
God said a
contested.
man and a woman. So if you got to, and I want government to stay out of it. So
How
if
do you know God
you
said
want to
that?
marry a
Hey,
man, I don't
dum-dum,
care.
how do
Just
you
keep
know
the
God
government
said
out of
that,
it and keep the
Lucifer?
other people out of
How
it.
do you
If you
know
want to marry
God
a
said
turtle,
that, Lucifer?
if you want to marry a snapper
You did.
turtle, be
God said
careful.
that. You don't know
Thank
if
you. Go
God
ahead,
said
Keith.
that or not, Lucifer.
I don't know that, but I mean, man and a woman
King
scientifically
James
is.
said that,
I'll try, Stacy.
and King James gay.
Okay. All right, Todd. So, in the First Amendment, this is interesting. I'm going to read this and then I'll comment. In the First Amendment, it says Congress shall make no law. Congress shall make no law. Well, wait a minute. Congress didn't even make it a law that 2 men could marry. That was a Supreme Court decision. Oh, my God. So, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That woman's right to to exercise her religion, her religious belief, her
On other
conscience
people.
was infringed. Simple as
Exactly.
that.
You're right, Keith.
There
Whether
it is.
anybody likes it or not, what you said was 100%
Yeah.
the truth.
Okay,
It
so
doesn't matter what
Not
anybody's feelings
discriminate.
are.
Yeah.
You can't
And I'm really
discriminate against
disappointed.
anybody,
I'm
and that's what she
disappointed
There's
at the
did.
not
Supreme Court.
discrimination that she's.
Yeah, I'm disappointed at the Supreme Court for not taking it up. I mean, I guess it must have been the majority of justices. I don't know.
You can't discriminate against anybody, number one. Number two,
you gotta love YouTube said marriage is nothing more than a legal agreement.
Okay,
that's exactly right. Which is, and you
all
ought
right,
to be
so-
glad for the Supreme Court because you would be a slave, coon.
So that
A marriage is
Because the
ordained
Supreme
between
Court
two people
is
and
what
God.
keeps you from being a slave.
A marriage is
Todd.
between two people and God.
Todd. Hey, Stephen and Todd. Look at that. That uproots Todd's argument. It says if marriage is nothing more than a legal agreement, then so is a union between two people. So it's just a legal agreement. If it can be overturned, if it can be, in other words, contested
It
by
can
2
be.
men, then it can be contested with a man and woman. Okay,
It
so
can be.
that makes it
And
already
it
equal.
should be. We should revisit interracial marriage because I don't think a coon should be married to a white woman. It's against the religion.
Oh, Stephen, look at that.
God didn't say anything about
You're a
anyone's
racist.
race, but He did say man or a woman.
God did
But not the God,
You
Lucifer that you follow, Todd. Apparently,
God said man and woman. You never heard God say that. You heard some boy tell
I've
you
heard
that.
God say a lot
And
of
that-
things because sometimes
and
I
that
talk
boy,
to God.
His name is King James, and he was gay. And what gay people
I know
do
all about
sometimes-
that.
Oh,
And
no,
he's
you
probably
don't.
your favorite king.
And he's
So-
your mother's favorite king.
You
But
gotta
nevertheless,
love YouTube says LOL. And Todd, we're going to stop talking about people's mother. That's not the proper thing to do.
well,
He doesn't know any better.
anyway, this is what I was
I
trying
wonder
to say
what
before he
you gotta
keeps
love
cutting me
YouTube
off.
says. Does you gotta love YouTube? I guess he doesn't agree with me. It's probably a nod,
Nobody
but he doesn't
agrees with
agree
you.
that woman's right to free speech or to free religious practices is disrupted. There you
Not
go.
when
It's
you're
interrupted.
discriminating against somebody else. You got to love YouTube. Come back with a good comment for this quack.
Yeah,
Now,
please.
this is what I'm saying. You can't
Yeah, he doesn't
discriminate.
really understand.
And this, God said this and God said that. Do you know the Bible was written? This is for dumb people like Keith and Stephen. 100 years after.
No, it's
after
actually a
Jesus-
lot later than that, Todd. I know a lot about the Bible.
100
Don't
years
don't assume anything
Shut up,
about
shut up,
anybody.
Shut up.
Don't assume anything about
100 years
anybody.
After Jesus' death,
I know it was.
some of the Bible written, and these were kings and queens, kings that allowed certain things to be in the Bible. And and it was a king, so you can imagine.
We know,
it wasn't
Todd.
a basic person like you. And
Todd,
so
we
when
know
a
this.
king allows certain things to be in the Bible, don't
You're
trust
just
it.
wasting
Okay,
time.
dumb.
Hey,
No,
Todd.
you're wasting time.
When you have
Hey,
a
Todd.
queen who's a king who said, "Oh, God doesn't like gay marriage," and then he has all the queens sleeping
Todd.
with him. there's
Todd, all I'm
something
saying is it's not
peculiar about
natural.
that.
It goes against nature's law. If you believe in God or
How
not,
would you
it goes
know
against
what's
nature's law.
natural?
A man and a
What is-
woman should get
what
together and
is-
procreate, have children
Okay,
if they
listen,
can.
I'm going to say
A
this
man and a man and a woman shouldn't be
I'm
together.
gonna
But you
say
know what?
this.
Whatever
Shut
blows
up,
your skirt up,
crackpot.
Todd, I don't care.
This is what
Whatever
I'm
blows your
saying to
skirt
you,
up.
dumb. It is. He said it's unnatural.
I'm not arguing
It
with
is
you. I don't care.
unnatural. What is unnatural, weirdo, is for you to tell.
Okay,
It's
please
for you
stop.
to tell somebody what's natural. That's what's unnatural.
It's just common sense, man. It's Mother
Yeah.
Nature. It's not me making things up. You don't need the Bible to tell you what's natural and what's unnatural. There's unnatural
you
acts and there's natural
say
acts.
what's
Late night
natural is
watching the results for
unnatural.
Kristen Welker as well as moderator of Meet the Press. She joins us now. Kristen, good morning. Thanks
Good
for staying
morning.
on. We saw the margins. They're a lot wider than a lot of folks probably suspected they would be. What are your takeaways from what we saw last night?
The margins are, to some extent, one of the biggest headlines. One Republican strategist calling it a bloodbath last night. Look, it was clear that Democrats' message on affordability resonated. A rejection of President Trump's handling of the economy, his numbers in the low 30s, according to polls. It's also an indication that there is a general dissatisfaction. And the point that Steve was making, the Trump coalition did not turn out Latino voters, voters of colors who he was able to win over, Craig, in 2024, didn't turn out for the Republican candidates without Trump on the ballot. Those voters aren't turning out. That's a warning sign to Republicans in addition to the message on the economy.
It was also interesting to see the president sort of distance himself to a certain extent from the Republican who was on the ballot in Virginia specifically. Mamdani, what, if anything, can we take away from what he was able to do in New York City last night? What might that mean for the midterms, if anything?
What a fascinating race. New York is obviously its own unique electorate. The candidates were unique. They each had their own baggage. So it's hard to draw too many national conclusions. However, he did represent change. His message on affordability clearly resonated. He indicated that voters may be open to a younger generation of politicians. He took on Trump head on. It's clear his message about socialism made some Democrats nervous. Congressional leaders Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries were hesitant to embrace him. Ultimately, they are embracing him. So this is going to be a potential debate within the Democratic Party, how progressive to run in the midterms. But the bottom line, Craig, Democrats are feeling bullish now heading into the midterms. A glimmer of hope last night.
All right. Kristen Welker. Kristen, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
There was a Fox News. Trump went on Fox and did an interview with what was her name? I forgot her name. The girl that said for LeBron James to shut up and dribble. What's her name? Lucifer. I can't remember.
I'd love to help you, Todd. I don't know.
Fox News, and your boy Toy definitely knows. But anyway, That's a clip. She was asking him some of the same questions this girl was just talking about the economy. And he said, the economy's doing fine. And they said about food prices. Oh, food prices are down. This is what Trump was
Well, let's get on with
saying.
this
Trump was
guy.
saying. And why are you trying to cut me off? Because I'm talking about Trump and you want to lick behind him
No,
again?
I want to stick with the issue. Go with the issue.
That is the issue. We're talking about Trump and why they lost. Because of Trump saying, oh my gosh, if you would shut up, you would hear it. Trump is saying the economy's doing fine. And the American people said, no, it's not. Trump said he's not going to give SNAP benefits to these people who are starving to death.
What does that have to do with the mayor in New York or governors?
Because the mayor in New York is a socialist, you crackpot. He's saying feed the people. And Trump is saying let them eat cake while he's building a fabulous ballroom and having costume parties of the Great Gatsby. People are watching him. This is what the Fox News interviewer just said. She just said, Staci, is there any way?
I'm looking. But
because Keith is off. He's saying, no. So you didn't see that interview then. She was saying the same things I'm saying. People are seeing this and saying, are you crazy? People are starving.
When was this interview?
That was the other day. I can't give you her name.
Ann Coulter.
Ann Coulter. Was that Ann Coulter?
I don't know.
No. Ann Coulter. She doesn't work for Fox News, does she?
No.
No.
I think she
Who's
used
the girl
to.
that says shut up and dribble? She's the one.
Megan Kelly?
No. Megyn Kelly, no.
Oh, that was
Shut up and dribble.
Laura Ingraham.
Laura Ingraham. She's a big deal. Laura Ingraham did an interview with Trump the other day. And she was saying all of these things. And he kept saying, oh, it's a Democratic hoax. The economy's doing fine. Well, that tells me you're out of touch. And this is why the people said, oh, no, we're not voting for you. If you don't know we're struggling while you're building a ballroom for hundreds of millions of dollars, tearing down the White House, while you're having all these costume parties.
All right, let me play that.
And the mayor's going to make
sit down with President Trump. He reacted to all the attacks on the ballroom construction. I also asked him a very important question about his faith. Michelle Obama had something to say about the ballroom and the new ballroom. During an event to promote her new book, she said, when we talk about the East Wing, it's the heart of the work. And to denigrate it, to tear it down, to pretend like it doesn't matter, it's a reflection of how you think of that role. Why is she wrong?
Well, first of all, the East Wing was a beautiful little tiny structure that was built many years ago that was renovated and expanded and disbanded and columns ripped out, and it had nothing to do with the original building. It was a poor, sad sight, and I could have built the ballroom around it, but it would not have been. We're building one of the greatest ballrooms in the world. By the way, zero money spent by the government, zero. The East Wing is being spent by private donors, and it's a $250, $300 million building. It's going to be the most beautiful anywhere in the world. It'll be a large, beautiful, you know, they had an event the other day. They could hold, with tables, they could hold 79 people. Now, if you have President Xi from China, or if you have some big state event, we have no place to have it. You
Not
know
just regular people. Just regular people invite in.
Obama wouldn't mind this. Mrs. Obama obviously wouldn't mind. They would put a tent on the lawn. It was a low section because that's the only section you have. So it was a low section. If it rained, you were sitting in 6 inches of water. It was a disaster. We're going to have the best ballroom anywhere in the world. And I built a lot of them. You know that. You know a lot of them. This will be one of the greatest ballrooms in the world.
There was a report that Melania didn't love this idea. Is that true?
She loved her little tiny office. But you know what? She's very smart. In about one day, if you would ask her now, she says it's great. But just so you understand, the East Wing sounds good, right? It sounds good. But the East Wing, that building was renovated 20 times. including adding a floor to the top, which was terrible. It was out of common brick, little tiny windows. It looked like hell. It had nothing to do with the original building. And I didn't want to sacrifice a great ballroom for an okay ballroom by leaving it right smack in the middle.
In October, you were asked about ending wars, and you talked about that, and you said, I don't think there's anything that's going to get me into heaven. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. A lot of Christians were sort of sad to hear that, because Christ came to forgive our sins, if you believe that as Christians, and they open heaven to all of us. So don't you believe that?
So the other day, the New York Times did a story and took that statement totally literally. When I made that statement, I was being funny, sarcastic. You know, it's bad for a politician to be sarcastic. I said, I'm never going to make it to heaven. A big audience. I don't think I can make it. I don't think I qualify, you know, etc. I was kidding. I was having fun. I don't know if I will or not. I don't know. But the Times did a story, a little guy named Peter Baker, who is the sycophant to Obama. You know, he wrote the Obama book, like Obama was a good president. He was one of the worst. Biden was the worst. Obama was top 3 or 4. But think of this. I make this statement, and the Times has a front pager. Donald Trump is now questioning his life and his this and his that. I said to a group of people, a large group, I said, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm not so sure, but I'm going to fight to make, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I was having fun, and they made it like serious. The thing I thought I learned, but I forgot about it, I guess, when I made this little, is you can't be sarcastic as a politician or have fun. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page.
Okay, we played.
I want to go back. Let me, my turn. Hey, I want to make this point. First of all, I could care less if this is not donor money from other rich folks. Have at it. Have a good time. Praise God. That's great.
They
It
own
has
the
nothing
White
to do with
House.
us, and not
Well,
even
then
the
they
tax
own the
dollars
White
being
House
used.
now.
All right, now,
If
having
he talk
said
about
that,
donor money, what
let
are you
me
talking
move
about,
on.
Keith? Keith, what are you
Huh?
talking about donor money?
Yeah, he said that comes from private sources.
Rich
The money
No, that's
to
donor
build.
money. That's big businesses that are giving him the money, and then he's going to
I
owe
don't
them
care.
favors.
Own it.
I don't
No, we
care.
care because they
I don't
want
care. No,
something back from him. Big
Look at
I
business
don't
this.
wants
care.
something back from him.
Okay,
It's not
well,
just
that's
people
proven.
being nice loaning him money. They want something in return, man.
Well,
Uh-huh.
that has to be yet to be proven. All
Oh,
right,
No, it
my
is
now the point
God.
I want to
proven.
make.
Dude, that's how things work, man. That's how the
Well,
world
okay, all
that's
right,
how the world works.
all right.
I
Let
mean,
me
move
Trump
on.
Trump ain't the only one, man.
Hey, Stacy, let me
Go
make
ahead.
a comment. Let me make my comment. My comment is about the video you showed with the woman in Virginia. I guess Stephen can talk to that. I think the new governor. Okay, so you got a new governor. They have nothing to do with Trump. Other than, they're dealing with their own state, and the mayor of New York has nothing to do with Trump. These are socialists
Trump talks
slash
about him
communists.
daily.
They are communists. They are communists. So
Okay.
the only thing I want to say is that they are communists, and if the people voted for them,
They
then
did.
have at it. I don't think
Mhm.
Stephen voted for them, but if the people that
No,
voted for them, then so be it. Let them
no.
live with what they voted for.
Hey Keith, you know why I didn't vote for them? They were in Virginia because the district attorney said a guy that's on the other side, Republican, he said he wanted to put 2 bullets in his head, and then he wanted that man's children to die in the man's arms. And then after they were all buried, he wanted to go piss on their graves. And, there's people in my state that voted for him. Now he's there. He's a DA. He's a big top man in our state. And he fantasizes about murdering an opponent and his babies. And they were
Todd
3 and
loves
5,
it.
3 and
Todd
4,
loves it.
2 or 4 at the time. He wants them to
Todd
die in
loves
their
it.
mother's arms. You kidding
Todd
me?
doesn't care.
Todd, you up for that? You
doesn't
dig that,
care.
man? Would you
He
vote
doesn't
for him,
care.
Todd? I bet you would, Todd, because you ain't got no soul, man. If you do, if you vote for that man, you got no soul. And you know what? The rest of the people with that party,
Put the
they
camera on
none of
me.
them put him down. I have a governor
Three-fifths of the
that
Senate
supports
duly
him.
chosen and sworn, having voted in the affirmative. The motion upon reconsideration is agreed to.
Today, the Senate voted to start reopening the government. We took a big step forward to protect the health care of tens of millions of Americans in exchange for funding through January 31st.
This agreement funds SNAP and food assistance programs, ensures that law enforcement, air traffic controllers, and other federal workers get paid, reverses the president's recent reckless layoffs and prevents them from happening in the future, and crucially, gives Congress a clear path forward to protecting people's health care.
As of this morning, there was a 0 chance of having a work on the ACA. Now there's a measurable chance. Will it be everything that everybody wanted? No, because we need 60 votes. And so there's going to be a negotiation. But Republicans have already started saying, well, here, if you did this or did that, maybe we can get there.
I expect Republicans to be at the table in the next few weeks. I expect the White House to be at the table. And if they do choose not to come to the table, they can own the disastrous premium increases that will continue to rise.
So they keep big government in place. Oh, yeah. I love it. Don't you? Don't you, Todd?
Yeah. Oh, Staci, can I just say real quick before we go? The blue states is where everybody just won on these last elections. They were all very, very, very blue states. And that's not a referendum on Trump. But if Trump doesn't and his team doesn't, if they don't, Todd, you said a lot of things that are correct. If the Trump team doesn't get things right, we're going to lose the midterms. We're going to lose Congress. We're going to lose the Senate. But they got to get things right. But right now, the independents like me and a lot of other people that look at things logically and independently think a lot of things that Trump is doing is not cool at all.
Okay,
so they better go where the people want them.
YouTube said talking about a ballroom while people have little to no food.
Right.
Always pivots to Obama and Biden. Keith, do you have any critique of Trump?
No, my answer is no, because like I said, if the money is coming from taxpayers that should go to those food programs that you love, then yes, I have a complaint against Trump. But if the money is really coming from donors, as Stephen said, maybe rich businesses, owners or whatever, then I have no problem with it.
Okay, well, why is Trump blocking the food programs? Why is he? The courts told him give those children food, and he said no. We'll take it to the Supreme Court.
Well, I'll answer you, but you're not going to like my answer. The answer is because the federal government has no real business.
The court said he does.
To feed the population. That is not the federal government's job.
So starve
the
them
federal
to death?
government is taking our money. What the job of the federal government is to protect our rights, is to protect our natural rights.
You're silly.
The purpose of local government should do the feeding. That should be the government.
No, how about everybody pay for their own lunch?
Why can't they afford it? Why can't the state afford its own people?
Why can't the individual afford it? Why can't the individual pay for their own lunch? They can pay for their own lunch. That's what I did ever since elementary school, middle school, and high school. I paid for my own lunch.
Okay, now Stephen, I don't want you to talk stupid just to hear yourself talk. You didn't have to pay for your own lunch. People that can't.
And those people got help, but not everybody got help. Not everybody needs to eat for free.
We're out of time.
Who dictates who can and can't? You?
I gotta love YouTube.
Paycheck. The amount of money they have.
I said, Keith, do you have any critique? And then you gotta love YouTube said, not just on the food topic, but we're out of time. I'm gonna take that comment out of there. It's Veterans Day.
What else? But Staci, what else would he?
It's Veterans Day. It's Veterans Day, and we wanted, as a part of our
roundtable.
No, as a part of us leaving and ending the show for the evening, we want everyone to say something about veterans, starting with who wants to start? I'll let you decide.
Oh, Stephen put his hand up. If you want me to go first, I will, but Stephen,
Todd, I'll actually listen to you. You can have it, Todd. You can have it first, man. If you like to, I don't care.
All right, I'll go first. It's Veterans Day, and the service has done some really good things for America, even though they have made some missteps along the way. For example, the military was
Gotta hurry it
segregated.
up. We're out of time. You can't take
Oh
on.
my gosh. Can I just say what I'm trying to say? She always lets these crackpots like him say anything he wants for a half an hour. So the military was segregated, and that was wrong. But they got their heads together after a while and were more inclusive. But then they got stupid again and they said no gays in the military, even though gay people were serving in the military ever since there was a military.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm
I'll
done.
say
She
that.
wants to hear these crackpots.
I'll
Go
say
ahead.
thank God for the military that they stay ready, and that is their primary duty. Stay ready. Stay prepared to deal with any
They're
kind of
not
aggression.
ready. That's what
They are
what's
ready.
his name just said. They're not ready because they're too woke. Oh
No,
my gosh.
Trump is getting them ready.
Thank you, Stephen.
Getting them ready. You just said they are ready.
I think
Contradiction.
they should do away with Veterans Day. There's no lower slave in America right now than the person who serves their country, the veteran. There's no lower slave. I mean, we're all pretty much slaves to the system that we're under right now. But the veteran is the slave. The veteran can lay naked in grass all over this country, and our country will allow people to come in this country, illegal aliens into this country. They get everything for free. They get free health care.
They don't get free health
housing.
care.
They
What do you call
get
free
Todd.
health care?
They get free.
What
They
do you
get
call
free
free
everything.
health care?
They get free everything, Todd. They get everything for free. And the veteran lays naked in the grass, shivering in the cold. And you don't care, and the country don't care. So why are we
No,
going to
we
make up a
do
holiday
care.
like Veterans
Trump
Day, like we
calls
care
them
about them?
suckers
If we cared about them, they get the best care. They be treated well, and
Trump thinks
they're not.
suckers.
The people who come from this country, never serve their country, invade this country, they get every benefit in the world. Every benefit. You ought to look into it, Todd. Educate yourself.
should look
But the
into
veteran
what
gets
Trump-
I'm out
nothing.
of time. Thank you. You gotta love.
Trump called them suckers.
Shout out to the.
They are suckers.
I would like to say
And losers.
I'd like to thank all the veterans for all that you do and sacrifice for
They lose.
one of us U.S. citizens. I regret not having gone into the military when I was younger. I really regret that. I think that's the biggest, most patriotic thing an American can do is serve their country in that manner. So thank you to the vets. We really appreciate you and we love you and God bless you and Godspeed. To our first responders in our communities, you make our lives livable. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the women and men of the U.S. military again for all that you do in sacrificing your lives so that we are free to say whatever we choose on this show. We are forever indebted. On behalf of Keith, the constitutional conservative, Stephen, the independent thinker, and my cousin Todd. I'm Staci Johnson. Let's keep this conversation going on all the social media outlets we have. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sporlitiks, where sports and politics mix and mingle. And we will see. I'm not going to go through all of them. We have so many social media channels. We will see you next week. Good night.
All right. You did very well, gentlemen.
You put my Todd outfit on.
The laws of nature are
I
advancing.
want to know, how do you find things to match Todd and you have no idea what Todd's going to wear, but you always
I
seem
don't
to-
know. I had it in front of me the whole time, but I wanted to wear the other hat. I had it right here beside me.
Stephen is a mountain man.
The
Stephen
mountain
the
man.
mountain man.
Yeah, that was a good show tonight. That was a great show. That's
I
good.
didn't think so.
Stephen, for being very, very respectful of people talking. You were really good tonight.
Yeah,
With that.
I'm really working on that in my other life as well.
Well, Stacy kept cutting me off, so the show was
I know,
not
and
good.
I was
For
disgusted
example,
by it. That's why I just cut you off.
this is the thing. I wanted to talk about the military, the good and the bad, and she didn't want me to talk about it, so she kept cutting me off. Like, for example, women. How, and I was going to say this before she said, and I regret not going in the military. They didn't treat women well at all. For example, Fort Hood right now, which we'll discuss next week on the show. At Fort Hood, that's in Texas, they have, and this coincides with another story that I'm going to talk about next week on the show. Fort Hood, this doctor was assaulting women. And he was getting away with it for years. And the higher ups did nothing to protect these women. So now they're having a class action suit against him.
Why didn't they turn him in? Why didn't they turn him in?
They didn't turn him in because he's a white man in the military.
Oh, I got you. Hey, say no more. He's a white man. Say no more. Say no more.
Women in the military. So when you're a woman and you go in the military, go in at your own risk. Remember, Pete Hegseth said we don't want women in the military. So anyway, we'll discuss that next week. And that piggybacks off of the same kind of thing happening at a college. And there was a male doctor taking advantage of men. And they made a movie about this. They did a documentary about this. And one of the people that were in the documentary was the Republican guy who talks fast. I can't think of his name. It's escaping me right now. He's white and Republican, and he talks
Ben
fast.
Shapiro. Ben Shapiro.
And he's a lawyer. And
Ben Shapiro.
He loves Donald Trump. And he went to this college. Anyway, the college hates his guts because he's a two-faced clown. And he knew that this man was doing this because
it's Ben Shapiro, right?
He discussed it with them, and now he's saying, I don't know anything about that.
I don't know the real relevance of this, but I'm glad you shared it with all of us.
Next week, you'll recognize the
relevance. Thank God. Oh, it's a cliffhanger. I like that. I used to watch Batman when they had the cliffhanger.
How dumb you are. I recognize
No, I appreciate it, man. I love a cliffhanger.
It's all above your pay grade.
Good night.
Oh, one more thing. We're going to, Stephen, I want you to participate in this too. And
I will. I don't care what it is. I'll participate. You know me, bro.
Oh, yeah, I bet you will. Because did you see that video I sent you of yourself carrying on in those high heels?
That wasn't me. I've never put on high heels, but it looked like me with short hair.
That was you. Now last week it was, he said, yeah, that's
me. Yeah, that's me. That's called a joke.
And then
no, I've never put on high heels, but I can dance like that if I have to. I can dance good, but I don't put on high heels. Only because I don't want to fall and hit my head from that high up. I'm tall enough anyway.
Keith got mad, and so you and him.
If I was on stage, I wear high heels if they paid me enough.
I can't even get to the punchline.
Get to the punchline, man. Get your thing. Go. I'm sorry.
Forget it.
You ain't good. Come on.
Next week. I want us to talk about Turbo. And we're going to be looking for Turbo all over the place. We've got to find Turbo.
What's that?
It's a meme coin.
Oh.
And so we'll find it. We're going to find it. And we're all going to look for it.
I got the twin turbo. It's faster.
Okay. All right. So that's it. And where is Ogunna? He's going to get slapped the next time he comes on the show.
Ogunna is just busy, I guess. Isn't that right, Stephen? He's got games.
Soccer's got to be over, right? It's too cold for kids to play soccer unless they're inside, I guess.
Yeah,
so maybe I'm wrong.
All right. Good night.